Greetings, everyone. This is Kev, and this is Black Men Being Brutally Honest. Coming to you on a Monday night, another one, and once again, I'm going to say thank you to all the new subs. I think I've gained 10 since last night. I really appreciate you hitting that subscribe button. But for those of you who haven't, and you just happen upon this broadcast and it's your first time here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and hit all notifications. And let's get going. The subject matter for tonight is probably one that's not going to require too many words, so I'll try to get to the point as quickly as possible. But you know how these things go. Um, I entitled the broadcast "Let's Talk." Y'all still mad about high school? Um, yeah, and it really is a shaming tactic that is often thrown at black male spaces in particular. I mean, I don't see or I don't ever hear anyone go at black female spaces like that or anyone else's spaces for that matter as a bunch of hurt people who um, can't get over what happened to them in high school. Really, I wanted to address our ability to take each other seriously because I think that it's worth addressing because what hinders these conversations is the inability to take each other seriously. So, no, I'm not seriously ask you. I'm not seriously trying to ask you, are you still mad about something that happened in high school? Because let's face it, high school is a pretty treacherous place for, a lot of us. And, a lot of us don't want to remember high school. I mean, seriously. And one of those reasons being is because we have transcended to adulthood since then. Well, many of us have. So yeah, it's kind of a cheap dig, bullshit shaming tactic, something that I don't know, probably should be ignored, or you shouldn't show people that you let something like that get to you. And for the most part, from what I've been seeing um, in the space, that you know that it is an ignorant attack, and we shouldn't pay heed to it. But why does saying bullshit and not taking each other seriously gain so much traction? When I think about the things that I am here for, even though it can be very tempting at times, and some of the people that make content, I blatantly disagree with their assessments about black men in particular. Um, I could take some cheap shots too, but I just, I would like to understand where these people are coming from. Seriously, I would like to understand it. Juan G's, what's going on? Toya the tutor, first comment. She was here earlier. Yeah, right before I went on the air. And we got Keith, XRP Junkie. I'm just here to talk about tricking. Okay, yeah. So this little discussion, this perspective that I'm offering, I'm leaving this one pretty open. Yeah, I'm leaving this one pretty open because I don't know. I just would like for, and it's my mission here, in the space or coming to YouTube is to have the conversation, to have better conversations, and to explore why certain petty things are so problematic. And sometimes need you probably don't need to bring up things that happen in people's pasts because you don't know. You don't know at all. I would like to Excalibur 83rd Elite, Hybrid Impact. Yeah, that is Hybrid Impact. He said his other account got snipped, because telling the truth usually has that price. They usually snip your account for telling the truth, and I've been hearing that some people have been getting demonetized, and I'm thankful that that hasn't happened to me yet. But I understand that telling the truth can be pricey, and they can carry certain levels of making you pay. And one of those things is cutting your accounts out completely. But one thing I do suggest for people is to exercise a little self control because people's feelings are hurt very easily around here. Know what I'm saying? I mean, people want to have the ability to bully you, but when you say something back, they want to do the dirty, underhanded tactics thing. And that's some BS. But those are just some of the things that we deal with. It's just they're becoming a fact of life. And one thing that I really don't understand is why all the negative bullshit is becoming a fact of life. More so, good people who don't always participate in the bullshit and try to make people's lives miserable because people because sometimes people have lives, but for people who don't have lives, then it usually the conclusions become that they have to create mess in order to do things from anywhere from annoy people to destroying people. And one thing that we have to fight against is um, destroying the conversation. Lots of things have gotten done because of a simple conversation that can actually go right. Last night we had some, slight disagreements on the panel. We even had a guy leave the panel last night, which I mean, I'm more of a fan of standing your ground. You know, get through any way you can. I mean, I get it. There are certain positions that have to be taken, but at the same time, I can't, you know, disappear or whatever. So, to that person, I don't wish for people to feel as if they cannot be here. But at the same time, I'm a believer in crush the other guy, don't let the other guy win. So, I mean, but one thing I do like is proper discourse in a conversation. Even if there are dissenting opinions, come through those conversations a little bit more learned, because you have to go into conversations like you don't know everything. I can see I don't know everything. I still have so much to learn, and my life may be more than halfway over. I don't know that. But at this point, I don't feel like I have a God-like knowledge. There's still plenty for me to learn. But for me to assume that the people who are watching and people who may not agree with my perspectives or the perspectives of black men, I can say the same thing about you. It is a safe assumption that you don't know everything. Hmm. Sorry. If you're out there and you believe that you know everything and everyone that pushes back against you is stupid and somehow that they are suffering from hurt from high school, you are going to have a very disappointing life. I'm here to tell you that not everyone is going to agree with you. Everyone is not going to follow your principles. And that may not necessarily make them a stupid person. They may be smart for not following your philosophies and your ways because what may halfway work for you might destroy them. Has nothing to do with the fact that they are suffering from some past hurt because you disagree with them. You know, in fact, if you're human, you something has hurt you at one point or another. It's not something that you can be too proud to admit. Hell, things have hurt me. Somebody stole my Street Fighter video game in high school, and I really liked that fucking game. You know, the one thing that got me through after someone stole my Street Fighter game in high school is the fact that the fucking world did not end. That I was able to obtain employment and buy things that I wanted anyway. I recovered from that hurt of losing something from a person that I thought was my friend. I recovered. I didn't say one day I hope there's a social media platform that lets me make short videos and live stream broadcasts, bitching about my grievances about what happened when I saw this girl I had a crush on making out with the star football player. And I was like, damn, I will never have the machismo. So one day I'm going to talk about it. I get it. That sounds pretty silly, but but if that's the narrative that you're trying to push about a bunch of guys that's just trying to help, and some females too. Although I have to be brutally honest, I don't ever hear that said about females. That someone hurt them in high school, even though very well someone could have hurt you in high school. You know, just saying, I got over it. There were many ways to get over that kind of thing. You know. Now, do people bring their hurt to social media platforms? Of course they do. Of course they do. You know, sometimes I get triggered by things and it inspires broadcasts. That's just how it works. Hybrid, aka Excalibur 8030 Elite. Bro, I actually says, bro, I accidentally left my gym locker open in high school and some fool stole my PS1 Street Fighter versus X Men. God damn! Street Fighter versus X Men. That was that one where, like, I guess Apocalypse, the final boss was Akuma, but he was kind of like a robotic Akuma. I'd have been mad about that shit too. Like, I remember that game. Shit. Yeah, man. Sorry about that. I mean, even though it was over 20 years ago. Even though it was 20 years ago. Like, you know, what I'm saying is this: it's okay to talk about certain things, man. Don't let these YouTubers who have numbers tell you that it isn't. Because, we got plenty of guys that do that. And they do that in particular to black men. Black men, yeah, we are suffering from a lot of hurt. But, if you can go to a YouTube space and solve yourself mentally instead of going to some expensive therapist, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with it? I don't believe that we should use spaces like these as, coping spaces or trauma bonding centers, stuff like that. I don't believe we should do that. Because although I just said, yeah, that we do experience and deal with hurt, it's a weak look. We need to have a more solid We need to have a more solid appearance as men and more solid overall look. Go, Professor. What's going on? He says, no, the vast majority of girls in high school were breaking hearts, choosing dudes who they thought would give them popularity, money, attention, or all of the above. Yeah, but I don't know. I know about that. A lot of those girls that like they peak in high school. I would say is like if there are dudes that are still suffering and reeling from hurt and anger because that girl in high school that they liked did not like them back. You know, I have some, I don't know, some good news. Some of those girls gain weight and make bad decisions after they get out of high school. Not to say that I wish that kind of misfortune upon them. It's just that sometimes a lot of us need to be thankful that a lot of them didn't like us. Yeah, sometimes you gotta look at things like that as a glass half full. Now I'm not talking at you. I'm not talking down to you. It's just that we hang out in all kinds of spaces that say all kinds of things about all kinds of people. You know, and one of the main things that I hear from the ones I like to call the anti-black man spaces is that black men on social media are just a bunch of hurt dudes who can't get over their hurt in high school. Now, I seriously doubt anyone would ever come to this space to say that because it'll be a G check time. It's just like you need to explain thoroughly why you feel that way. And that's all I'd be asking. Go, Professor. Thank you for the super chat. Money cha-ching for the plate. And I appreciate, and I appreciate anything that you guys do for a channel. Any small. I mean, it doesn't have to be a really huge amount. It could be just like Gold Professor. It could be a 99 cent. It could be a $2. Shoot, I'll appreciate all of it. So yeah, the super chat is open and the cash app is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. So if you want to put something in the plate, you can. You know. But I bring you these broadcasts because I want to, and I want not only black men but black people to understand that I am truly on your side. I'm truly on your side because I know what it's like to be on all sides of it. I know what it's like to be the cool guy. I know what it's like to be the whack guy. The guy that had the dry season, the guy that would get the girl. I was all those people at one point. And what I'm telling everybody is that it's okay. Nobody's going to tell you like I tell you. All right. Let me go ahead and block that spammer. Block that spammer. Block that trick. Yeah. Also, wrenches are active. Anybody that does any kind of crap like that, go ahead and block them out of here if I don't get to them or if just don't happen to notice. Mod wrenches are active. So, thank you guys for all that you do down there. But, we have idiots that come through every now and again. Yeah, but getting back to what I was saying, I mean, it's okay, man. It's okay. I mean, you don't have to run into a brick wall every time you go somewhere to look for answers. If something is bothering you, you should be able to talk about it. You should be able to express it, and hopefully you are able to express it in a supportive medium, not something that shits on you and turns you away, because that never helped. That's what happens to a lot of these youths in our community. No one gives a shit about what's hurting them and what's bothering them. Especially a lot of young black boys that we instantly gaslight and tell them to take it on the chin and measure manhood by the amount of shit that we put these young men through. Thus producing a motherfucker that probably doesn't care about much, I would say. And how can you blame him? Yeah. Just got about to tell the youngins to stay focused on their purpose. The best years are yet to come. Yeah, they don't have to have everything right now. Just know this, if you are under 20, just relax. Just relax. But anyway, like I said, it wasn't really too much to talk about when it came to this particular topic. It's just that it's kind of like one of these things you have to do. You gotta have to address the idiots that are counterproductive to what we're trying to do over here. You know, Houston bred people stuck in past glory days. Yeah, you do have some of those too. But anyway, listen up. Listen up. This will always be a platform, I would say, that's open for black men in particular. That does not mean that black women aren't included. I do understand how some of you feel about females being on the platform and on platforms such as these that are named for black men. What I'm saying is, in order to continue to make more black men, you're going to have black women. so, so I mean, here's something that I wanted to address real quick. You can police these conversations all day long. You can police these conversations. You can say that. You can say that. We need to have other conversations. We need to be focused on this. We need to be focused on that. But what says different is the kinds of conversations that take up space in the algorithm. A lot of these people are doing this because it attracts an audience. So just kind of think about it from all angles. But I don't know. This is like this is all. This is about pretty much all I have to say about this. This is not going to be some huge panel. This is not going to. This is pretty much straightforward and to the point. What I'm saying is it's okay to talk about things. It's also okay to not let people insult you and tell you stuff like, um, it, you know, who hurt you? Somebody must have hurt you in high school. It's just stupid shit at the end of the day, and I really wish it wouldn't happen. I really wish that people would treat each other like that. But I mean, just a part of everyday life. So that's pretty much it, for now. It's a shorter broadcasts are easier to watch. So anybody catching the replay, just this wasn't going to be a long one. In fact, I'm just kind of tired. So anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to you another time this week. I promise. And I'm not talking about the edited videos that I'm supposed to do. But thank you for tuning in once again. Just y'all have pretty productive weeks this week. I hope you guys stumble upon a lot of money so you can quit your jobs and never have to work again. Or even for the content creators, I hope you get a viral video and it makes you a hefty amount of money so you can do this as I would say, a career of sorts. But I am always on the side of black people prospering, and it's that's never going to not be the case with me. You know. So anyway, let's keep it 100, and I will be back sooner than later. Later being my usual Saturday broadcast, but um, you know, just let's make an adult effort. Let's make an adult effort to curb the BS. And I'll see you guys later. And Kev, we trust. Long live the habitual line steppers. Till the next time.